Commercial cattlemen paid record high prices for Angus bulls in 2015. Then calf values fell, and now they might be asking if they got a return on their investments. Some say good genetics are more valuable in this new scenario.
As the market declines, the differentiation or the price points between good cattle and lower quality cattle gets wider, because now with an abundant supply of calves, I can now be more discerning if I'm a buyer. I no longer am purchasing high-risk calves to keep the feed yard full, and so I can be more selective, pay a higher price for the good cattle, potentially discount the cattle that don't meet my specifications from genetic potential and ultimately management as well.
Producers might document their management to get premiums, but Sexton says that value is amplified when the programs are applied to top cattle.
As the number of calves that have value-added practices added to them, such as vaccination and feeding programs, increases, the need to have a solid genetic foundation under those calves only continues to grow as the number of calves that feeders have to choose from also increased.
The animal scientist says even when the payment isn't direct, it's important to keep end product traits in mind.
The average pen of cattle is going to grade 70% choice and as high as 5% prime. We're seeing certified Angus beef acceptance rates and up around 30%. And so as ranchers develop breeding and feeding programs, we have to continue to keep in mind that average is a very high bar to achieve. And so investing in genetics that are focused on end product quality with acceptable marbling, ribeye area, and carcass weight is going to position them to not only achieve average, but exceed it and continue to gain market premiums.
Breeding good cattle is only part of the equation. Many genetic suppliers aid in marketing the calves, and Sexton says those are important partnerships.
The challenge with genetic value is not something that you can add overnight. And so to lay that foundation, continue to invest in quality genetics from a reputable seed stock producer that ultimately offers a program from a marketing perspective, and that may be help from marketing the calves at weaning. That may be help by purchasing those calves back at weaning, or even retaining ownership through the feed yard. But investing in genetics lays a foundation that, regardless of how the market goes up and down, gives you options to add and capture value later on down the road.
For the Angus Report, I'm Bob Cervera.